What is the real agenda? I believe this is phase 2 of the globalist police state agenda from 9/11, 2001. That was phase 1. This is phase 2. 9/11 created the USA Patriot Act, the Military Commissions Act, all of these police state, surveillance state measures that have been strengthening and growing for the last decades since 9/11 were all the result of that attack. An attack that you and I both know, if you've read Christopher Berlin's book, The War on Terror, which we carry. I don't have it with me at the podium, but we carry that online. I was over here at the store, at the table. You know that that was not an attack from 19 amateur pilots from Saudi Arabia that took out the Twin Towers in Building 7 in New York City. You and I both know that that was a sophisticated, highly specialized, highly trained attack by people who had an agenda to bring the United States into a police state and to enact a war on terror around the world. Now this is phase 2. Listen to this. The sources of this is Yahoo News and Politico. Title, Department of Justice. This is Trump's Department of Justice. This is William Barr. Wants to suspend constitutional rights during coronavirus emergency. Did the media tell you about this one? The Trump Department of Justice has asked Congress to craft legislation allowing chief judges to indefinitely hold people without trial and suspend other constitutionally protected rights during coronavirus and other emergencies, according to a report by Politico's Betsy Woodruff Swan. No relation to Ben. The Constitution grants citizens habeas corpus, which gives arrestees the right to appear in front of a judge and ask to be released before trial. Enacting legislation like the DOJ wants would essentially suspend habeas corpus indefinitely until the emergency ended. Further, DOJ asked Congress to suspend the statute of limitations on criminal investigations and civil proceedings during the emergency until a year after it ended. Norman Reamer, executive director of the National Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers, told Politico the measure was, quote, terrifying, saying, quote, not only would it be a violation of habeas corpus, but it says affecting pre-arrest, so that means you could be arrested and never brought before a judge until they decide that the emergency or the civil disobedience is over. I find it absolutely terrifying. Especially in a time of emergency, we should be very careful about granting new powers to the government, close quote. So DOJ is already petitioning Congress to pass laws suspending the constitutional rights of the American people guaranteed in the Bill of Rights during the coronavirus and a year afterward, whenever this thing is going to end. Let me ask you, has the war on terror ended after how many years of 2000, what are we at now? Somebody do the math real quick. 19 years after 2001. Yeah, that makes sense. It's 2020. Yeah. Has the war on terror ended? The laws of military conflict that passed Congress right after 9/11 are still being used by President Trump today to wage war around the world, as they were by Barack Obama. He used the same thing. Anybody who wants to wage war, they go back to the laws that were put in effect after 9/11 that have nothing whatsoever to do with the wars that are being waged today. But those are the laws now, and they never go away. Whatever laws come into existence as a result of the coronavirus are never, ever going to go away. Do I believe the coronavirus is a hoax? Ron Paul said he thought it was a hoax. No, I do not believe it's a hoax. I believe the virus is real. But I absolutely am positive that the hyper-exaggeration and hyper-inflated paranoia and hysteria surrounding the virus is a conspiratorial plan against the liberties of the American people. I do believe that.